Is your gas mileage a little too low these days and prices a little too high? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping in. A lot of questions these days floating around the Facebook groups and the forums asking, how can I get better mileage in my Q50? Does eco mode actually work? There's a lot of jerks out there with some clever responses saying, oh, if you can't afford the car or can't afford the fuel, you shouldn't have bought the car, blah, blah. Having a vehicle that runs efficiently should be a concern all the time, not just when gas prices are high. I'm at 19.5 miles per gallon right now with full bolt-ons, or bolt-ons, several bolt-ons and a tune. I generally average around 21-ish, 21.5 miles per gallon with some mixed driving. I drive a lot on the interstate, but I drive a lot in the city. Generally, my mileage goes down toward the end of the week when traffic is heavier, like today. These are big, thirsty 6-cylinder engines, guys, right? In a car that weighs nearly 4,000 pounds, if you got 19-inch wheels and you're running 275s in the rear, you've added a lot of extra drag. And that's added to a car that didn't really get good mileage out of the factory. So it doesn't take a whole lot of idling in traffic or, you know, a heavy foot to get it below 15 miles a gallon. I got a few things for you to do to get yourselves a little bit better mileage in your Q50, but ultimately and honestly, it comes down to a few things: driving habits, maintenance, and how you have your car set up. First of all, eco mode. Nonsense. It's worthless in my opinion. It basically starts you out in a lower gear from stoplight. It might start you out in third gear. It reduces throttle input so you can push the gas pedal and your car don't move. So it really would only help, if it helped at all, in stop and go traffic. It prevents you from accelerating too quickly and therefore using too much fuel. If you do a lot of commuting on the interstate or on the highway, not going to help you one single bit. In my opinion, I don't need a computer on a car to tell me how to drive. If I'm going to save gas, I pay attention to my RPM. I keep it consistent. I don't change a lot of my throttle input. I keep my foot pressure consistent on the pedal. I leave stop lights and stop signs at a normal pace. Essentially, I drive like a normal person. So eco mode, no, nonsense. But speaking of eco mode, let's talk about how your car is set up. So you can drive in sport mode or personal mode like I do, which is sport and active trace control off, and that's the most important thing. Active trace control basically works your rear brakes to prevent you from getting a little squirrely. So you might be accelerating around a curve, and in order to keep you stabilized, your back brakes might actually be touching and working. So you're going to wear through your pads a lot faster, people have noticed, with active trace control on, but it could potentially also ruin your fuel mileage because you're literally working against your engine. You're trying to accelerate, but your brakes are working against you. So that's going to create additional drag, and that's going to kill your mileage. Another thing to think about is aero. A lot of people don't consider that when they're thinking about mileage or even regular performance. For example, adding a high kick duckbill spoiler onto this car, I actually believe had an effect on my 0 to 60 time. Adding aero, front splitters, high kick spoilers, or big wings, you know, they might help you in performance on a track with creating more downforce to get you better grip through the corners and things like that. But in normal everyday driving, it creates more drag, more friction with the air. So it could potentially ruin your gas mileage. It's just something to think about. Another thing is tire pressure. How do you set up your car with tire pressure? I run 29 PSI in my tires, specifically my rear tires. It's just to help with grip. I never know when I want to do a pull, you know what I mean? But if you want to help get yourself a little better gas mileage, up the pressure. I'm not saying go crazy 45 PSI or anything like that, but if you're running 37, 39, 40 PSI, it's probably not going to hurt anything. It's going to help you get a little better mileage. You won't have as good a grip, obviously, but driving habits, that's a big one. If you got a lead foot, your mileage is going to go down. If you're constantly in it, you're going to be putting gas in it. Again, these are big, heavy cars with thirsty 6-cylinder engines. If you're pushing the car constantly, you're going to be burning the fuel. So my big thing is to stay consistent in the throttle, even when you're on the interstate cruising. I go up a hill, I don't push the gas pedal very much. I constantly watch that little blue line in my fuel mileage, and I try to keep it over 20. I just try to stay consistent with my throttle input, and that helps my mileage stay consistent as well. At the beginning of this video, we were at 19.5. Been on the interstate for about 2 miles. We're at 19.7 and climbing. Try not to let the car idle too much. I try to avoid traffic jams when at all possible. But really just consistent throttle input, leaving stop signs and stop lights, leaving intersections. I just accelerate normally, just drive like a normal person. I know if you got a nice exhaust system, trust me, I like to get in it every once in a while too, but if the concern is fuel mileage, you just got to drive normal. Finally, maintenance is huge. There's people that got 80, 90, 100,000 miles on their car. They've never changed the spark plugs. They've never changed the air filters. If they've never done that, then they've certainly never done the rear diff maintenance. Guys, getting clean, free-flowing air into your engine is very important. So check your filters. Get upgraded or even just fresh air filters in your car. Spark plugs, if your plugs are not burning efficiently, you're wasting fuel. So that's a big one. But something that a lot of people don't think about is think about your rear diff. If you're all-wheel drive, think about front and rear, right? There is a lot of friction happening in your rear gears. If you have 100,000 miles on your car and you've never done the rear diff maintenance, you've never changed the fluid, that fluid is like water, especially if you are constantly beating on your car. There's no lubricating characteristics left in that gear oil, so you're rubbing metal on metal. It's not efficient at all. Your car is having to work extra hard in order to turn the rear wheels or the front wheels in an all-wheel drive case as easily and as effortlessly as it once did. So change the rear diff fluid. I hate telling people to do the trans maintenance because trans fluid change, this car is so finicky. But if you have it done, have it just drained and filled. Don't do a flush, but that can make a difference too in your transmission and how it's dragging and the extra friction and forces that are required to keep your car moving forward. If you haven't done maintenance, your car's not going to run right, and therefore your fuel efficiency is going to take a dramatic hit. In this time, guys, when fuel prices are extremely high, I understand, but we always want to have an efficient vehicle, even if gas was $2 a gallon again. So making sure you keep your driving habits consistent, your throttle input consistent, make sure you have proper air levels in all your tires, and make sure your maintenance is done. It's pretty simple, guys. And make sure you got that active trace control turned off. That's just nonsense. So I don't usually upload on Fridays, guys, but there's been a lot of questions lately and gas prices don't seem to be going down. So I figured this one was timely. Hopefully it was helpful. A couple of things to think about, guys, to try to get a little bit of gas mileage out of our Q50s and Q60s and G37s and 350Zs. And literally everything I said applies to every make and model of vehicle. If you keep up with maintenance, you watch your driving habits, and you have your vehicle set up properly, that's going to maximize fuel efficiency. And eco mode is worthless. Don't even touch it. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate the continued support. Hopefully this video was helpful. Leave a thumbs up if you don't mind, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.